Good evening, children. Today, let us study about 10th lesson history India after independence. When India got freedom, that we faced many challenges. That was the era, that was the rise of a new era. And you know that it was not easy for the country to get freedom from the British. It was tremendous task. Various great people and freedom fighters had sacrificed their life for the future generation may breathe in freedom. Now you know that we are enjoying freedom. We got freedom. India is still young and energetic, soaring towards greater heights. So we normally say that the British ruled our country. They exploited us, but they have given us unity. They united our country so that we got an independent country, that is our country, India. Even though we have different worship, different belief, different traditions, but we are having a unity, that we the people of India. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he gave the slogan unity in diversity. He was the first Prime Minister of Free India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, born on 14th November 1889. And place of birth Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. Jawaharlal Nehru considered to be the architect of modern India. He was the first Prime Minister of independent India. His father Motilal Nehru was a famous lawyer and a great patriot. He was survived by his only daughter Indira Gandhi. His most famous books are his autobiography, Glimpses of World History and Discovery of India. You know that when India got freedom, that time Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first President of independent India. Who was the first Prime Minister of India? That is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Who was the first President of independent India? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Never forget it. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was the President of the Constituent Assembly that drafted the Constitution. You know very well that Children's Day was celebrated on the birthday of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. In order to increase the awareness of rights, care and education of children, we celebrate Children's Day. So next we want to know about a new and divided nation. When India got freedom, that time Pakistan also given freedom. A new and divided nation. The new nations. You know that the two-nation theory that was put forward when India got freedom, at the same time Pakistan also demanded a separate country, and then Pakistan also given freedom and formed a new country, that is Pakistan. The new nation formed after the division faced many problems related with their homes and jobs. The most important crisis or the difficulties we faced, that was refugee crisis, were severe in the country, as 8 million refugees had come to India from Pakistan. So some peoples, they are in Pakistan, some are in India, some relatives may be in India, some are in Pakistan. So that faced this main problem. Which problem? Refugee problem. Another problem faced by the nation was to persuade the 500 princely states, each ruled by Maharaja or Nawab, to join the new nation. Another challenge that was faced, that was 500 princely states, they were ruling in our country. So in order to unite the country, to form in an Indian Union, it's very difficult in this circumstance. But due to force, afterwards what happens? They are all joined the Indian Union. The living condition of agricultural laborers and industrial workers were not good. So the government had to take the responsibility of these sectors by increasing the productivity of agriculture and by creating jobs in the industry. Another challenge, another problem faced by Free India, that was economic crisis. When India got freedom, that time economically India was not in a stage to rise up. That time more agricultural opportunity or the increasing of the productivity of the agriculture, creating jobs in Indian industries, that created a new hope to the Indians. So I hope that you understood this much. Next we want to know about the constitution. Another problem that we are facing is that we don't have a constitution. We need a written constitution. Constituent Assembly was set up in the form of constitution of the country. More than 300 members met at different occasions from 1946 to 1949 for writing the constitution. Finally, on 26th January 1950, the constitution came into existence. That day we celebrate it as Republic Day. So India had our own constitutions. An Indian constitution first pages we can call it as preamble. It was written, the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity of the nation. In our Constitutional Assembly, this 26th day of November 1914, to hereby adopt, enact, and to give ourselves this Constitution. That preamble has given certain values, that is liberty, equality, and fraternity. Some of the features of the Constitution are universal electoral franchise. Everybody, those who are having 18 years of age, having the right to vote. They have the right to vote, and in elections they can contest in election also. Next, equality before law. All are equal before in the eyes of the law. Next, special privileges for the poor and most disadvantaged. So deprived class or the poor sections will be given more special and special privileges, and they were given reservations and other things, because government want to uplift these sections to the level of other upper sections. Next, union list and state list and concurrent. A federal form of government, that is union government, state government, and concurrent list, that we can call it as union list, state list, and concurrent list. So a federal form of government that was organized in our country. Next, we want to know that how were the states to be formed. On the basis of language, states were formed. First, they began to think that how we can divide the states. How we can divide the states on the basis of culture, on the basis of religion, on the basis of festivals, or on the basis of their local divisions. So they began to think it. At last they found that it is better to divide India, the states of India, on the basis of language, that is linguistic state. Indian National Congress promised to people that after independence, state will be formed on the basis of language. But so that the demand of linguistic state was opposed by Jawaharlal Nehru and Vallabhbhai Patel because of the bad memories of partition. But later on they all agreed, and state was formed as on the basis of language. So that problem also solved. Then India came under Indian Union, and the most important persons to form this Indian Union, that was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He has been called as the Iron Man of India. Who has been called as the Iron Man of India? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel has been called as the Iron Man of India because he decided to form an Indian Union. So for the sake of the state, Andhra Pradesh, Poti Sriramalu was the first person to protest for. He wanted Andhra Pradesh separate independent state. He asked. Later on, what happened? Poti Sriramalu he went on a hunger strike to form the state of Telugu speakers. At last, on the eighth days into his fast, he died. So he was the first martyr for the freedom of Telangana, or separate state, separate independent state for Andhra Pradesh. So later on, what happens? This also joined to Indian Union. So some states they were ready to join Indian Union. Some states they were forced to join the Indian Union. Also later on, what happens? India is separated. Union of Soviet. India, the state was formed. That was given importance to socialism, federalism. We are giving importance to federalism. India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So we formed a country having socialist, secular, democratic republic, India.